Well, everybody, thank you for joining me. I do truly appreciate it. And I got a book in the mailbox from a company called Shortwave Publishing by an author named Todd Keisling. And this is an author that I've never read and that I never would have purchased from. I have purchased from Shortwave. I got Philip Fracassi's D7 with a signed book plate from them, and that's fabulous. One of my favorite authors on God's green earth. But anyway, I bought a book called Sundowner's Dance by Todd Keisling from Shortwave Publishing, and it's kind of a long way around the block, and a lot of people have already talked about all of the ins and outs and what have yous and stuff of the story. But in a nutshell, there's a fella who has a publishing company that made a comment about an author, or to an author. Didn't go so well, but in that exchange and all that inside, outside, upside down stuff, he did say, "Good luck with your new book." There were some smiley faces and some insults included in there, but good luck with your new book. And I scratched my head for a second and said, I wonder what that new book is all about. Look on the bright side of life. Anyway, so I figured out how to look and see what that new book is that the publisher was wishing good luck about. And at the same time, in all of those exchanges, somebody said, hey, we at Shortwave Publishing understand how difficult small press publishing can be. And we make sure that we always pay our authors and stuff like that. And I thought, I need to go to Shortwave Publishing and buy another book. Because like I said, I'd already bought one from them. I need to buy another one. So I placed an order. And voila, in the mailbox she comes. Now, one of the things that they said was that I think it was the first 300 copies gets a signed book plate. So I bought the book, yada, yada, yada. And then I thought, well, shoot, I wonder if mine's going to be signed. So I did send an email saying, hey, I buy too late, where all the book plates already gone. And they said, no, we ended up with more than we expected to have, or something like that. We ordered more than we thought we need. They had extras. You're safe. Don't worry. So, if the email is correct, I should have a signed book plate in here. Anyway, let me open this up. I've already shown you an unboxing from these fine folks. And pretty much anybody that does good business with Philip Fracassi takes care of him, treats him well, makes him happy, and gives me a decent product in the process as a publisher that I dig. And I think they have. But one of the neat, cool things that I saw with D7 was I get a special sort of box. Find your next great read at shortwavepublishing.com. So it ain't just some ordinary cardboard box. They put their books in a box and then in a bag, and they send them out. Priority mail, by the way. Priority mail ain't cheap. Now, the shipping, this book was $24.99. The shipping was something like $11, $10.99 or something like that. So the priority mail is expensive. Now, I've shipped books, media rate, shipped a lot of books. You know, I buy a lot of books, and sometimes I'll send some books to people. Usually, a book in a box like this on media might cost $5, but priority is expensive, and I don't usually ship priority because it costs so daggone much. Anyway, there we go. But let's open this up. Let's take a look at Sundowner's Dance. So it's wrapped in a bubble wrap, put in a cool box, Shortwave Publishing box, which I dig. I dig boxes like that because I can put stuff in them and save them for future use. And it's wrapped in a bubble wrap, and then it was put in a bag. So for all intents and purposes, in theory, my book should arrive in good shape. And there is The Sundowner's Dance by Todd Keisling, Bram Stoker Award finalist. And I was at AuthorCon 5 in Williamsburg, Virginia recently, and I believe Todd Keisling was there. And here's something I'm going to admit that people on the internet don't usually admit. I don't know everything. I don't know everything. I don't know everything. I don't know everybody. I don't know all the stuff. I don't even pretend to know. I don't go looking stuff up so I can be educated and say I know it all after the question is asked. But I understand that Todd Keisling was there. there were hundreds of people there that I didn't know. And I had a chance to buy books from that fella there. Probably not this one. I think this is brand new. And get stuff signed by him. And I didn't. I didn't know him. There was a lot of authors there that I didn't know that probably were great authors. Hopefully next time I'll have a better understanding of some of the people present. And maybe having read some of those authors, I bought a lot of books from authors that I hadn't read before at AuthorCon 5. Maybe having read some of those at AuthorCon 6, I'll go back saying I need to see some new people that I didn't know about before because I'm a new fan of new stuff. But Todd Keisling, hopefully, good luck with your new release, man. Notice I didn't say little man. Good luck with your new release, man. I'm sure he's not watching this video. We're not friends on Facebook or anything. But it does look great, and I'll look and see. And you got the Shortwave logo right there. I'll look and see where this artwork comes from, if it is something of note. But inside the book, I'm missing, I don't want to drop stuff. So first things first, let's see what we got. I emailed after ordering it, said, hey, did I order too late or did I get in time? Sure enough, there is the signed book plate. And I'm probably 50-50 on affixation. I probably will permanently affix this book plate, and it probably will not be perfectly straight, and I probably won't worry too much about it. Hey, I don't worry about stuff too much, you know? It's not life or death, but I'll try to get it as straight as I can without breaking the bank over, breaking my hands, or breaking my back. Anyway, the neat book plate, because signed is always better. And then also, howdy neighbor, Fairview Acres Community Association, a friendly senior living community, Fairview, Scranton, Stroudsburg. So I'm really excited about my future. I'm kind of undecided between Fairview Acres and Autumn Springs Retirement Home. Philip Fracassi, I just read about Autumn Springs for Retirement Home and some of the events that happened there. And I'll have to read a little bit about Fairview Acres and see which I want to choose. Or is there someplace else? But a cool little pamphlet, a flyer with smiling faces and such. And let's go back to the book here. I want to take this dust jacket off, stretch it out, and show you some of the things included here. Let's see. Jacket art and design by Alan Lastufka. And I have seen that name. And I can't tell you which places I've seen the name. But I dig it. I like this dust jacket artwork. If graphic design is your thing, we get to take a look at a neat image. Look a little closer. See what you can see in there. But a great looking dust jacket artwork. You can't judge a book by looking at the cover, but good dust jacket artwork does surely look better on the shelf, and it can attract some eyeballs. So here is our book itself once the dust jacket is removed. It's covered, I would almost say, like the library binding. It's covered in some material. Feels good, but if you can see the cover artwork there and that same logo from the little pamphlet there that I just showed you on the back, Shortwave Publishing, and of course, barcode style. But great stuff, looks good. It is a glued binding. It's a trade edition. I didn't buy some fancy limited edition book, and many trade editions have gone with glued binding. Many limited edition publishers are gluing the bindings without sewing them. Gauntlet, Borderlands Press, Thunderstorm Books, Weird House Press, those are limited edition publishers sending books out with glued bindings too. So when you order a trade, that's kind of what you would expect. A glued binding, but not always. I'm looking here, there's one little page with a little fold in it, and I'm just going to straighten it out. My fingers kind of do stuff without my brain telling them what to do. But I'm straightening that little dink out. Not a dink, but just a corner of a page folded over. Let's open this thing up, look inside just a hair, see what Shortwave Publishing has done with Todd Keisling. So it's a first edition, first print, April 2025. There's our number line. It goes all the way down to 1. Now, from what I understand, don't quote me on this, and I'll put a link in the description for Shortwave. Hopefully you can still get you a book plate. Signed is always better. from what I understand, they've sold out the first print. So that fella that made the comments and did the stuff on the line, he's helped Todd Keisling sell some books. Now it's up to Todd Keisling to prove that he is great. And I'm going to read this book, and hopefully he's as great as I would hope so. But it's also nice to know that people get paid for the work they do. You make a deal, you keep the deal, you sign the papers, you pay the freight, all that kind of stuff. And so all the best there. Let's see. I want to show you also, when you're reading a book, you buy this book, this is what you're going to see. This is what you're going to get. This is how it's going to look when you read it. So the pages are a little bit creamy. The text size is nice. It's not huge. It's not tiny. It's good to read. And a couple things. I haven't read the book yet, so let's see what they say. By the moon's eve, Jerry Campbell just wants to be left alone, grief-stricken over the death of his wife Abigail. The elderly widower and recent retiree is desperate for a change of scenery. When his realtor suggests a new home in Fairview Acres, a retirement community in the Poconos, Jerry figures it'll be a nice place to spend the rest of his days in solitude until he moves in. Weird neighbors, nightly block parties, strange noises across his rooftop at all hours. Worst of all is Arthur Peterson, chairman of the Fairview Acres Community Association, who seems obsessed with coaxing Jerry into participating in these neighborhood activities. At first, Jerry shrugs off the incidents and eccentricities, telling himself he doesn't want to be the guy who complains about everything, but that all changes one evening when Catherine Donnelly appears on his doorstep with an ominous warning. You need to leave. The worms, they dance at nightfall. His neighbors all say Catherine suffers from a form of dementia called Sundowner syndrome, but as the weeks progress and the strangeness mounts, Jerry begins to suspect there is something else going on in his neighborhood, something that has to do with the huge stone in the community park. Heartfelt and unsettling, Todd Keisling's latest novel, The Sundowner's Dance, propels readers through a terrifying exploration of grief, dementia, and perhaps the greatest horror of all, growing old. And there we go. I got this book in the mailbox. I'm very happy with Shortwave Publishing so far. This is my second book that I've ordered from them, and they have pleased on top of pleased. I've gotten what I paid for. I've gotten what I wanted. I was happy with the results. And what more could a fella ask for? So as far as the rest of the story, there are others out there who will tell it all. The Jeff Word, he will tell it all. He has told it all. He's told lots and lots of stuff, and lots of things included, lots of ins and outs and all that kind of stuff. Good people, bad people, and all the in-betweens, just like everything else in life. Interesting how that works, isn't it? But I can think of no more lies to tell. I'm about to take my youngest son, Roman, to Melbourne Beach to do some boogie boarding and body surfing and such as that. The things you do in the Atlantic Ocean in Florida if you're a dad and a son. And we're about to hit the road, Jack, so don't you come back no more. We'll be back. We'll be back. Hopefully. Thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. And say la vie, baby. Doo-doo.
Car's out of town. Let me see that, okay? Just gotta tune this thing. Now, Deborah, you got it enough. I mean, this was good.